The National School Lunch Program, like I said, is the program that the cafeterias have to use. What happened kind of during the 80s was that cafeterias were told that they have to make their own money. They have to be, balance their own budgets. And that did not happen in this valley for a long time. This valley has certain demographics that don't lend it to being able to participate in larger federal programs that can help facilitate and subsidize extra money for school lunches. So it really comes down to doing the best with what you're given.
Just as light and blowing in the air tonight.
Good morning, Topa 4th grade.
It's time to grow up.
Good morning, Topa 4th grade. That's better.
Here I work with primarily 5 elementary schools in the Ojai Unified School District, and we do garden-based learning. We also do farm field trips. Next week I'm taking all the 4th graders out to visit an organic farm.
Some plants here, yes, we've got plants here. What else? Mammoths. There are woolly mammoths around, especially on the island.
So lay your soul down.
As we walk back, we're going to do maybe a little bit of sampling, but there's an area I want you to see that's what we call fallow.
It's time to show bright eyes.
Something to add about organic.
No pesticides.
No pesticides. Awesome.
Or herbicides.
Something to add. No herbicides. You guys are great 4th graders. Yes.
Silent things I say. So don't you worry now. There's no need to hurry now. Just breathe.
5 organic. You see a definition of organic there? Yes. H, read it out.
So lay your soul.
It's local too. This is a local farm. It could be a local non-organic farm, but it happens to be a local organic farm, and we're going to ask you about that too.
It's an opportunity for students to come and learn hands-on, which is completely different from working in the classrooms. Here you can learn with your hands as well and with your eyes, and you can taste things. Primarily, the goal of Food for Thought is actually to improve the diet of the students, and so our gardens are focused on growing food. This school, Topa, and at Miners Oaks, we do a lunchtime garden club once a week, and it's open to any student. And so they don't have to come here, it's not curriculum, but during their lunchtime they can come and help out in the garden if they want to.
There's no need to hurry now. Just breathe and wait, my love. It's been a long, long day. So lay your soul down.
Some school gardens might emphasize, for instance, native gardens or butterfly gardens or cactus gardens, and we focus on food production. And so often at our garden clubs we actually have a cook come and do some preparation. The kids might make up salads themselves. They might make little, what we call them, fresh wrap, where they take a lettuce leaf and they put different things into it. So they're learning about healthy food choices. That's really the mission of Food for Thought, is to improve the diet of our local school children. And so that's a huge benefit, because setting them up for a lifetime of good, healthy food choices. you've got a hands-on garden-based outdoor classroom in their school, which is maintained by a non-profit that funds itself. So it doesn't cost the school anything, and they get a garden program.
Food for Thought's role in working with nutrition services has been to identify places that we can help. Menu development, staff development days that they are not paid for anymore, but Food for Thought can help alleviate some of those costs. We're a small organization. We have 2 part-time paid staff people, and the rest are volunteers who are working directly at the schools or our board members. Food for Thought's really developed into a lot more, and is really seen more now as a community advocacy group around health and well-being for students and families, and I think a lot less threatening maybe to some people, and certainly our relationship with the district has developed over the years, and with many of the teachers and administrators, that we really have strong support to run a garden like this on all the elementary campuses.
If you imagine this school without a garden, then it would not be as rich.
Sun in an empty room. Sun in an empty room. Sun in an empty room. Sun in an empty room.
I think the kids who come regularly, it really makes a difference. Well, sometimes we're giving them plants or we're giving them seeds, and they're going and starting their gardens themselves.
To really get the word out there into each and every school family's home, and then the community at large, we're not sure that we're totally succeeding in that way. We do have, Facebook page, but not everybody does Facebook. Social media is kind of limiting in some ways. We don't want to clog up people's mailboxes with flyers and newsletters either, because that's costly and it uses a lot of resources, and we're very aware of that. And we do send home newsletters occasionally, but again, how many make it out of the backpack and onto the kitchen table? We're not sure about that either. So we just hope that the longevity, that the continued implementation of the programs, that people will say like, oh yeah, I went on that farm field trip. Oh, that was Food for Thought. Yeah, that was great.
I think it has a huge impact. Many more students now say, oh, we have a garden at my house and we're growing that, and they're more vegetable literate. They're like, oh, that's arugula or rocket, and they know what it is.
The department is now able to buy some produce that's grown here on the campuses and start to look at ways to implement those.
We'll harvest stuff and sell it to the larger community, and then you really see the kids having buy-in because they're selling their stuff, and they're like, oh yeah, this is really good fresh kale, and we grew it and picked it ourselves, So I think it has a big impact, and I see that especially because we have kids who come again and again and again to the gardens.
We impact the lives of students, weekly, if not daily. I mean, they're out here every day, but at least on the perimeter, and watching the garden grow every day that they're here at school. So definitely making an impact that way, and on the larger community as well.
From the sky.